Hello and welcome to Talk About It Tuesday. I'm your host, Keith Taylor. Today we're going to talk about mental health in the LGBTQ+A community. Now I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Frances Graziani.
My name is Dr. Hello.
I'm Latera Massey.
Great. So today we're going to be talking about mental health. So Latera, tell me, what have you experienced when it came to mental health in our community?
Well, I feel mental health in our community is extremely important, being that we have to deal with self awareness and self identity. And a lot of us struggle with that when it comes to us being a part of the gay and lesbian community. We are judged often and criticized for the lifestyle, and we're not, from early ages on, able to freely identify who we are because from birth.
And be free to be yourself.
Yeah, most times, you have a mother and a father, so you're seen as that's the lifestyle, that's the way you should be. And I feel like we don't take care of our mental health sometimes because we don't even know that our mental health is being affected. We don't see it in that manner. We just see that we're struggling or battling with something that others think of us. So I think it's important because with mental health, as your physical health, you need to figure out some things inside of you and keep on top of it and make sure that you're taking care of yourself and your emotions and any issues you're battling with.
I understand that.
For me, it's important that mental health, just because I think our community is a community that always have been through a lot. So for me, in the way that you can get the help that you need, the mental help that you need, is going to be better for you, your family, your life. So one of the things that I want to be sure is that you found the help that you need to.
Right.
Because we are per person. We all go through a lot, no matter you are part of a community or not. Our community going more through a lot. So for me, it's important that you found the help you need, not just medical. Sometimes you need just a group of support,
Right.
and it's really important. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what about you, Dr. Hilo? What have you experienced?
I've dealt with a lot of patients who have different mental health issues, substance use, etc. Being in the LGBT community or outside of the community, but when you're a minority, when your first language is not English, that creates more barriers. And now we're living in difficult times with the pandemic and with wars going on all over the world. So there's a lot of stress. I'm sure a lot of people are going through anxiety and depression.
Yes.
A lot of people are calling 211 or going to the emergency room for a crisis situation. So we're trying to help as much as we could as providers and clinicians, and also collaborate with our mental health colleagues at Stay Well.
Right. Yeah. And then with this Roe versus Wade issue going on, and we hear them talking about now it can come down to the LGBTQ population as well, and on and on and on. So that can trigger more mental health issues going on. Like, where do I stand? Am I going to lose my freedom? I just got to this place where I love myself, and now here you trying to take it from me, So I can understand where all this mental health issues can come into play. But what can we do to make sure that when we feel it personally, what can we do to make ourselves feel better? Like what did you do to make yourself feel better?
Mirror all morning, look at me all morning in the mirror. I say, I love you, you are awesome. Make confident about yourself.
Right.
Because if you don't love yourself, nobody else gonna love you. So you have to start looking inside of you, what I need, who I am, and what I want for my life.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was just gonna add, that's important. I saw a quote and it was so funny because they said, "I like myself today. Your like is extra," and it's about you first and foremost.
Yes.
And to answer the question that you was talking about, what is being done with the mental health, I think it's important. Like Dr. Hulu was saying, a lot of people are self-medicating. instead of getting mental health services.
Yes.
They're finding alternative ways to deal with their depression, anxiety, stress, unacceptance. And there are healthy ways for us to deal with what we're going through. Besides that, if you just become aware of mental health, know where you can find the mental health, where it's available, and know that they're there welcoming you in. That's really important to know, because other than that, we deal with our issues on our own. And as we know, the self-medicating yourself has been growing,
Right.
like rapidly.
Yes.
And we don't want that.
Yes. And you mentioned about we tend to look for other ways to get that, cope with it, and then we depend on ourselves. Our other friends are going through the same thing. You know, it's people in the same community. You know, our gay friends that. Well, I'll talk to my gay friends because they know what I'm going through.
Right.
But that's not always true, though. You know, because everybody's struggle is different.
Right. Definitely.
And how they perceive themselves is totally different. You know, like there's stigma, just the fact that if you're femme, you know, why they gotta be so femme?
Right.
You know,
Right.
why can't they just be who they are? You know, I mean, we in this together. No one taught us that we can love each other. We were taught to stay away from each other. Right. That's not what you should be doing. You know what I mean? So that right there is the mental health right away that we have to fight, trying to get over. You know, so that's one thing that I've noticed, that there's can be stigma, because then we have it in, well, I don't mess with that child because that child she's just too much, or he's just too much. You know what I mean? Well, let's help them get to the point where we all can get together and be free and be happy together, you know, because that's what we're all aiming for, you know.
And say we need help with pride. Say it with pride.
Yes, say it with pride. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to reach out to your friends, your family members, your church, wherever you feel like a safe environment.
Yeah.
Without being judged, and reach out to your provider, to your counselor, to the psychiatrist, to the support group, to the IOP, wherever you feel like a safe environment.
Exactly. Yes. So, it's really been an enlightening conversation. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Join me next week as we talk about Pride Month. Until then, everyone, stay well.